in Google Forms. So I'll be just sharing the simplest way of working and creating an effective assessment. As you all know, Google Forms is used to create and grade quizzes, and it's of course free of cost. Also, students can upload their files in response to your questions. So I'll be showing that to you also, how you can have an upload kind of question, so that students, if suppose you give a question where you have to draw something or you want to have a subjective answer, so they can create a file and then upload it, and it comes in your drive. And it has a preferences feature, which of course will save a lot of time if you can set a few rules, so that every time you create a new form, those set of rules are then followed. For example, you can assign quiz point values, choose to collect the student emails at the beginning of every test, and etc. Image options can also be added in your questions, and of course you already know the real-time monitoring using spreadsheet is also available. Now, in order to work with Google Forms, if you're a maths or a science teacher, you need to download this extension. So you go to Google and you type Equatio Math Made Digital, and you'll get this page, and just click on Add to Chrome. So it is going to check your system and then add the extension. If you want to set a time limit to a quiz, of course we're giving assessment, so we need to have certain time limit for our students. So you need to have a form limit. I'm going to show you these things also, just wanted to give you an introduction beforehand itself. So when you open your Google Forms, you have these three dots in the right hand corner. You click that and a menu drops on, and you will take, in the add-on, you'll be taken to the G Suite marketplace. From there, you can take the form limiter. If suppose you have an organizational account, your entire school has taken Google Classrooms or they have taken G Suite, then you will be asked to install the domain install. Or otherwise, if you are using only Google Forms and you have a personal account, then you will be asked for an individual install. If you are the administrator, then the domain install will be very easy for you, because then it is installed in each and every user in your entire domain. Okay, so how do you begin with a new form? You just go to your Google Drive, and then you have a new option here on the left. Click that, and you'll be having a more option here, and go to Google Forms. And you have your untitled form here. So I'll be showing you how to set all the preferences and everything. So this is my Google Drive. I think somebody's trying to come in. Yeah. So this is my Google Drive. So I click to new here, and then I have more here, and then click on Google Forms. So you have a blank form loading. Now the first step is set your preferences. Once you have set your preferences, then the entire form becomes very easy. So just click on the three dots here and go to preferences. Okay, I've already set my preferences, so I'll be collecting email addresses whenever I give a quiz to my students. I have made all the questions required, and then I've set the default point value as 1. By default, you are given 0, so you can set it to 1. Once you've done this, then you can start with working with your quiz, or if you want, in the very beginning itself, you can go to the settings itself. So just click on this icon that you have, setting icons, and start from the right. So you start with quizzes, presentation, and then go to general. So for the quiz, make this quiz. Okay, and then if you want, you can just give this option. I generally prefer the second one, that later after manual review, so that I go through all the answers of my students once, and then I release the marks. Once you've done this, you can go to the presentation part. Now here, I always like to show the progress bar to my students, how if they've answered 5 questions out of 10, so it will show 5 out of 10. And then of course I can, once they have submitted, then I want to give them a thank you message. And I generally don't take this show link to submit another response because I generally take only one response per child. And of course, you can shuffle the question order also if you want. And in the general, since you've already given in preferences collect email addresses, so this will be automatically on. And I will limit my response to one child because I'm part of this is a organizational account, so all students may not be having the organizational account. So in case that happens, so I generally take the second part, limit to one response, and the sign in there is then not required. And I do not allow edit after submit. This is up to you. If you want to allow the child to edit their test after they submit the test, it's up to them. Okay, once you've done this, you can click on save and then start with creating your form. Now, you have lots of options available in Google Forms. So you can customize the theme. So you have a choose image option here. So if you want to enter your school logo or you want to enter your school picture, so you can do that. You can go to the photos here if you have it in your Google Drive, or you can upload it directly from your computer. Otherwise, if you want to set certain colors, so I can choose my colors from here, and this would be the theme color and the background color. I generally prefer a lighter one, so that is also up to you. And once I have that, then I can take the font style. Now these are, I generally stick with the basic one because that is more readable on the mobile as well as the computer. But if you want, you can choose any out of these four. Once that is done, then you can start with your form. So I'll give here kindly answer all questions. And of course, this will be given that the email will be collected from the student. Now, if you see here, there are lots of options available. We'll do each and every one. I generally like to divide my question paper into various sections. So if you want to do the same thing here, that is also available. You see the last option here. This is an add section. So once you click here, a new section is added. If you want to give a name to the section, that's up to you. Otherwise, a simple section too, and then you can give a small direction if you want to give this question. These questions are based on certain paragraph or certain image. That's up to you. So let's start with the questions. We'll do the easiest one first. This is the multiple choice question, and just a second. Yeah, multiple choice. I can't see my equatio window here. So just a second. I need to log in into equatio. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. From where have you got the color plate? Can you please tell me?
Yeah. So I went to the. You see this, ma'am? Customized theme.
Right.
Yeah. So if you click here, you get the palette here. So you can choose your color. I have downloaded the Equatio extension. So in case you don't see the Equatio, you can click on the top and just switch it on. So I've switched on my Equatio and then refreshed my form. So I just wanted to show that first. So suppose I want to give.
Ma'am, I just wanted to know.
Yes,
what are those additional features with this Equatio in case we do not have or we do not wish to install it? How different the Google form is going to be?
Ma'am, then in that case, what you'll have to do is you'll have to use the image option. Okay. If you don't want to use Equatio, because certain laptops, if you are using an old laptop and Equatio doesn't get installed, then in that case, you can use the image option, upload any kind of image here. I'll come to this part also.
Okay.
There are lots of features available in the image upload part, so we'll do that also. In case you have equatio, then also there are lots of options available. So suppose I give what is the chemical name of salt. So this is one of the questions that I want to give. Okay, so I take it as a multiple choice question. So in the first option only, now you have lots of options available for chemical equations. You come to this equation editor, the sigma thing here, and you start typing. So the correct answer is sodium chloride. So once you start typing, it will automatically open this for you, and you can select your correct answer. Right, and then you have this insert math option. You can just click here. I'll just select this and click here, and this option is then inserted in my Google form. That's it.
Ma'am, so I don't see it as a formula. I see it as a link there.
No, this will come as an image. Let me just align it as in the center. So just let me show it to you in responses so that you can get a clearer picture. It will be uploaded as an image, ma'am. Oh, I have not given marks, that's why. Sorry.
Is it like the snipping tool?
Yes, ma'am. You can say something like that. A snipping tool is uploaded as an image only, so this will ultimately create it as an image. So you have that option also. You can upload it as an image also. So here now, of course, I'll go back to the same one and delete this. And then, of course, give the wrong answers and then click on Insert Math. So this is converting it into an image URL. So once that is done, then it picks up from there and then shows you the option. So it's up to you. Want to give it a left align or a center align? That's up to you. Once you have given all your options, you can go to answer key. And since I had already chosen in my preferences 1, so by default this will come as 1. Now I have to give the correct option. So I'll take option 1 as NaCl and then I click on done. So this answer key is created. You have other options available here. You can also shuffle the option order. So in extra to your shuffle the questions, you have a shuffle option order also given here. So you can do that. If you want students to jump from one section to another, you do not want them to follow section 1, section 2, section 3. So you can use this also. From section 1, you want them to jump to section 4, then to jump to section 2, something like that. So you can use this option, go to section based on the answer.
Ma'am, this equatio thing is also can be done in Microsoft Forms.
No, ma'am. No. Unfortunately, Microsoft Forms does not allow you to do that. So you will have to use either the image option only there. There is no other option. For maths, they have still given the entire keyboard, but for chemical equations, you don't have this option. You have to use the image option given in the question.
So here you downloaded the equatio thing first.
Yes, ma'am.
And then how did it come here? That I'm
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, just look at this screen. Okay, when you give this on Google search, okay, this will be giving you add to Chrome button on the right hand side if you can see.
Add to Chrome button, okay.
Okay, so when you click on that, it will take 2 minutes. It will first say checking. Okay, and then it will automatically be added on your form. I'll show you where you will get it. You see these options here. This is your extension toolbar. So here you will be seeing them, all your extensions.
So for every question, then you click there.
No. You just click one in the beginning. Okay, and then once you click there in the beginning, then you can start. The maximum that you'll have to do is refresh your form. Like I did, my equatio was not on, so what I did was just switched it on and then refreshed my form.
Okay, thank you. So it will reflect like a keyboard.
Sorry?
It will reflect like a keyboard on our screen.
Yes, it will reflect like a keyboard on your screen. Okay, so moving forward, so we give another question here. Now, this time I don't want to take multiple choice. Let me take a checkbox. So instead of give the check options, there will be a drop down. Sorry, a checkbox, and they can choose from here. So you can give a true or false. Since true or false has only two options, so you can give that here. You go to the answer key, and then of course it is already giving you feedback because this is Google, so it's obviously checking your data. Now, one good thing that you can give here is you can give an answer feedback also. So either you can give a feedback on the incorrect answer, or you can give a feedback on the correct answer. So on the incorrect answer, suppose if I want to give. So once this answers go back to the students, when we post the scores, then they will be getting this feedback. If you want, you can give the link of a YouTube video also here, or you could like to give the link of a website so that they go there and study. So you can do that also using these two options. Okay, so the next one that I wanted to show you was a drop down. So here you get all the options as a drop down. So again, I give my answer key here, and then I take the Islamabad. It's already selected. So if any answer feedback I want to give, I can give done here. Now suppose I want to go to another section here. I've given three questions, so I add another section here and take this section 3. Now for the math teacher, suppose you would like to give a graph. So we can have that also. Just click on equatio, and so I'll just remove this. And you see these options here. There's a lot of options for all teachers here, for the maths and science teachers. If you want, you can. It can recognize your handwriting also. Just let me show you the formula part here first. So just click on this, and then you can start typing. So for my integration, suppose. So if suppose you are not able to add whatever you choose to give, so you can just type it here with your mouse, and then it will be written here. So you can then insert it. Okay, so of course you can add the option here also. Suppose the answer that is going to come is also something which the students will have to type. So again, I will be typing here.
देखो आज तो है ही नहीं, 6 लोग ही हो गए बस। नहीं कल क्या बकवास हुई थी मुझे जाननी है।
It will be in the form of integration. I'm not very good maths teacher, so I'm just taking. So this I'm going to insert. So this again will be inserted. Right, so I'm going to take this only, and let's go to the graph one now. So I add the question and I say solve, and again I open equatio, and Where was it? Yeah. So if I want, I can insert my math space here. So this gives me the option to create my own whatever you call diagrams here. So if I want to add something, I can add and just give my shapes, whatever you want to add. And suppose I want to draw a line, then that is also available. And so I'm just drawing something. So this is how you can just insert, and you have all these options available here. You can give a number line, you can transform, move it from here and there, and then arrange and give a label. Also, so that is up to you how you want to play with it. So whatever you figure you give here, that can be inserted also. Just click on insert math here, and this will be inserted.
अबे क्या गंदा मचा रखा है अभी क्या खाया चिकन के साथ मोटू
It's going a little slow. If I want, I can import my files here also. So if you have an image, a background image that you would like to import, so you can import here also. Just click on the import files button and you will be able to import. So you have various options here: copy, cut, and then paste. You can paste it here if you want any picture that you want. So just let me close this because I think it's going really slow. So from there, you can just import it here. And you have the one who was asking me about the snipping tool, ma'am. You have a screenshot reader here also. So if you already have a formula, a maths formula or a science formula, so you can use this option here also to take the image. So you don't have to specifically go to the snipping tool and take it from here. You can take it from here, take it from there. So you can take it from here also.
So it is there in the equation thing only.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so
ma'am.
Can you just show that? Because
Yeah. So I'll just take a screenshot of this only. So that's it. Yeah. So you can. So this is giving you also that it has picked up. So this you can include in your question. So it's up to you.
How to place it, ma'am? How to place it there?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Because specifically for 12th chemistry and all, we need all this. This is very. How did you drag it there?
So you go to more options, okay, and you can say edit with equatio. So it will come in equatio automatically. And if of course you want to make certain changes, I can make my changes, and then of course I can insert it.
Great, ma'am. Thank you.
So there are lots of options available. You can also take the speech input. I tried this one out also, and this also works quite well. So you can take that also. Okay, and this is the graph editor that I wanted to show you. So in case you want to insert a graph. Now I'm not a graph teacher, so I'll just let me say 2x suppose. So it will draw a graph for you. Okay, so you can just insert that and the graph will be inserted. So this is quite a huge picture. Just click on it and drag it. And so, of course, you get a smaller graph. This is just an example I'm giving you because I'm not a graph teacher, a math teacher, so I can't give you a proper example in this case. But you can give your own graphs. Just click here and go to the graph editor. So any of you can suggest me a graph, I'll show the proper graph to you. Okay. So we've inserted the graph, and of course we can give the option 0, 1. They have to solve something and give the option 1, and then I can give the option as 2 here. So in my answer key, I take the first answer. So that is having 1 point, and that is done. Okay, now let's come to the image part. Since somebody was asking me for the image, lots of options are available if you want the image part. So I can just say identify. Now the simplest thing is just click on the image button there and you can upload the image from your system. Now in case you do not have the image on your system, if it is on your Google Drive, you can take it from there. If you have certain photos on your Google Drive, again you can take it from there. Otherwise, you have a Google image search option also available. So suppose I give here, and so it will automatically give me the photos here also. So I can choose from here also.
Here is the option of add-on, second last option. Click on this.
Hello? Yes, sir? Okay, so I can take the image from here, or suppose you do not get your required image here. So what you can do is you can open a separate tab and go to Google Images. You take the images and I give my search here. Okay, now when you click, so when you give a right click on the photo, you will be taking the copy image address. So you don't have to even download the image, just take the image address and then paste it here. Okay, so then you can click on insert image. So with the image, you have lots of options available. So you can take that. Even in your answers, you can give the images also. Suppose the computer teachers, for example, they have a Python question and they want to give the output question. So they want to show how the output will look like so that the students can choose. So they have various options available in the option question also. Other than that, if let me just take this option 1 and done. So I go to next. There is a question called as a checkbox grid and a multiple choice grid. This is a very interesting thing that I found. So let me show that to you also. So you have multiple rows and columns, and you can have give a response on each row. So that I can set, and then suppose I give. So here I can give so the columns will have noun, pronoun. I think somebody has switched on their mic. Can you just switch it off, sir or ma'am? Thank you. And verb. So you will get the entire grid like this, and I'll show it to you also how it looks like, and then the child can select. So out of the 3, the child will have to select any one. So automatically you will be getting 3 points for this also. In the answer key, it will be looking like this. So July, of course, is a noun, swimming is a verb, and she is a pronoun. So like this, I can give this option a tabular format also. That is also available. Other than that, if suppose now you want to give some subjective thought. So now suppose I want the child to draw the human cell and then give me the answer. Click a photo and give me the answer. So I have this file upload option. So I will click here, okay, and then I will allow them to upload their answer in my drive. So when you click on continue, you have lots of options in this. Now I can give only specific file types. Now suppose I want that the child should give me a PDF only. or if I want only an image. So these two options I can say. Maximum number of files to be submitted. So I give only one drawing per child, but you can change this also. Okay, and then maximum file size, you have up till 10 GB. So of course a drawing won't be much, so I'm going to take it 100 GB, right? So that also I can give. Okay, so any questions regarding this? Otherwise I'll show you how to post.
And can we give map work also for the
Yes,
social
ma'am.
science?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please guide me for that also, ma'am?
How do you want to give the map work, ma'am? You want to give, suppose they have the map and you say plot New Delhi on the map. So they can plot and then take the photo and then you can just give a file upload. So they can upload the file there.
Okay, but we can't give them in a question form. As
That
we are
will
giving
go
on
and
the Google.
put it on the system there.
Okay.
What want, ma'am? That is not possible.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thanks.
Okay, now another thing, suppose you already have a form created and you would like to take certain questions from that form. So Google Forms has this feature, you can import the questions from another form. So you already have some, questions or in another form. So from there, suppose now I have given already a test in my class 11. So I want to take some questions from there. So that is available. Once I click on the import form and I select the form, so all the questions will be available to me. So I can just select my questions and the question along with the answers will be imported. So suppose I give this, suppose the first one only. Okay. And no, I just want to do that. Just let me close this equatio and then yeah, so I am going to take, suppose another question, I take this also and then I import the questions. So those questions will also get imported. There should be an import button here. This is not going down actually. Just let me close this. Yeah, so yeah, so this shows import questions. I've selected 2 questions. So when I click here, those 2 questions will now get imported with their answers. Okay, so this is one interesting feature which is not there in Microsoft Forms. Yes, ma'am?
Then can you repeat the import feature?
Yeah. So I'm going to take another question here. Okay, so here I'm going to say import questions. If you see this option, the second option, just click here. It will show you all the forms that you already have in your drive. Okay, so I click on this form. Okay, and then click on select. So this will be showing you all the questions that you have in the form, the one you have previously created. So just click on the questions that you want. And if you want, you can give all also. Otherwise, you can just select the specific questions that you want and then click on import. And that's it. Along with the answer key, your questions get imported here.
One more thing, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday, Webinar ma'am has talked about quizzes and other apps. So can we import other quizzes from there in the Google Form?
No, ma'am. Not as yet. They haven't given this feature. You can take screenshots, like for this particular question, I had taken a screenshot. So that you can import as an image, that you are allowed to do so. But that is entire other platform. So that, of course, another company. So, of course, that is not given right now.
Okay, but for option, we have to make the option.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You'll have to do right from scratch.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is equate. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Equatio is the paid version. I'm not
No,
able
ma'am.
to
This is a free version. This is completely free. The things that I'm telling you today are free.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have installed it and it is showing that your current subscription does not support Google app. So why it is showing like that?
Ma'am, it could be that had you previously taken Equatio, because they were actually giving it with text help. There is this software called Text Help. If you had taken a subscription with that and your
No.
so
I have not.
or you could
It's not
change your
official.
email, ma'am. You could
Okay.
change your email, because sometimes what happened, if suppose your organization took, or somebody took a Text Help subscription, so that was available for free for only 1 year.
Okay.
So try changing your email.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Somebody else was asking me something.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have a question, ma'am. That I am already using this untitled form, and I got stuck in the option that is lateral manual review option.
Okay.
Like after switch on this icon, how to show the answers to children?
Yeah, I'll come to that, ma'am. Just wait a minute. Just let me give you the time setting, and then I'll come to that also. I'll show you how it works.
Repeat the import option, ma'am.
Okay. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you go to the second option here. So can you see this, ma'am? Import questions. So you
Yes,
click
ma'am.
on the second option. Okay, now this will give you all the list of the forms that you already have in your Google Drive. Okay, so just click, I'll take another form. So click on that form and just say select. Okay, so now this will be loading you the forms. Okay, the questions of the entire form. And now just select the one that you want to import. So this is one question, this is second question. So it's also showing it to me how many questions I would like to import. So now just click on import questions, and those questions automatically come in this form.
Ma'am, I have a question regarding the shuffling thing. Can I ask?
Yes, ma'am. Regarding shuffling, you want to know?
Yeah, ma'am, I
Yeah.
have a little idea about the Google form because I've been making it for long. But when it comes to shuffling of questions, and if your paper is in sections, you don't want to, the introduction part, I did not want to shuffle. But when I went to shuffling, everything was getting shuffled.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately, they don't have this part. It is either you have two options. I always tell my teachers, either go for shuffle questions or go for shuffle order of questions, the ones here. If you don't want to change the order, change the answer order, so that at least you give some challenge to the
We don't
student.
have an option of only shuffling a section. No.
No, ma'am. Not right now. Not right now.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Somebody else?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we import questions from Word file?
From the Word file, ma'am, right now, actually, you can't import exactly the same thing, but copy paste is always available.
Yes, that I'm doing actually right now.
Copy paste is available, because exact thing you won't be able to do it in forms. If you are a Hindi teacher, then if you have typed the Hindi question somewhere, then you can copy paste them here also.
Okay.
So it is supporting regional languages, so that you can do. But exact lifting from Word right now is not available, ma'am.
Okay, and that subscript and superscript option.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is
That is
in
also
Word
there in the Equatio. That is there in Equatio. Yeah, if you want, I'll show it to you.
Okay, fine. Ma'am, you can show us, please.
Okay. So I open this, and one option is you can just give it in your handwriting. So if I want to say, suppose x square plus 2, suppose. So this option is available. Okay, so you can insert that. Another option also, I'll show that to you. So this came, and then, so I am not taking the handwriting feature. So I take my equation editor, just removing this. You have lots of options here, ma'am. So if you can see, this is there in the symbols. Okay. So lots of options are available here. So whichever you want to take, you can take. And lots of options are given by Google Forms. It's more than what Microsoft Forms give. So all options are here. So anything you want to take, you can take from here also. Right, ma'am?
Meenu ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
yes, I have a query. Few days back, we have taken one exam online, and
Yes,
one of the teacher forgot to in the setting, there comes one option, collect email addresses.
Yes, ma'am.
He forgot to take that one also, and he forgot to put the columns for the name and email address. Now he's
Okay.
having more than 90 responses. It's now we are not able to figure out how to know actually, because we are not having an email ID. He has not provided in the Google form. Not he has
Okay.
put this in the setting also. Now, how we can resolve this problem? Can you please help me out?
This is something very unique, ma'am. This let me
Yeah.
check. I'll get back to you on this. Just put me an email. I'll get back to you. As far as I know, I don't think there will be an option, but let me find this out. This is something very unique. I would love to try and help you out.
Yeah, thank you so
So
much.
just give me an email, and I'll try and find out the answer and then get back to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Because
Thank you.
once you take the actually in Microsoft Forms, because it's the children's IDs are already created, so we never take the email addresses from children. In Google Forms, that's why we specifically give the email address, or sometimes I introduce a 0-mark question taking the names of students. But if you have
Yeah,
already
so
conducted the
actually,
test,
yeah.
and so
Yeah,
let me find out.
Fine. Fine, thank you.
Excuse
Okay.
me, ma'am. Excuse
Yes,
me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In this regard, I want to say something. So actually, previously when we were just means making this question pattern newly, means for the first time. At that time,
Okay.
we were means collecting the email from the children. But
Okay.
now we are just making means we have put the column to fill up their name, class, section, etc. That is
Yes,
also
ma'am.
very much.
Yeah, but they've already forgotten actually. They've already conducted the test and they don't have the name
Right.
or the emails. So the test is already conducted. That is the
It's
challenge.
Excuse me, Meenu ma'am, just a small
Yes.
query. When you're going by a Google Classroom,
Yeah,
don't the
yeah.
IDs
Then of course
automatically get
the
collected?
IDs are already created. So that's
Yeah.
like a Microsoft team. So the IDs are already created. But in an independent form, of course, I think ma'am is talking about that.
Okay, thank you.
In the Google Classroom, the IDs are already created, so there you don't have to collect the email addresses. So let me find out for you, ma'am, and then I'll get back to you. So now, of course, I want to add the timings. So just click on this add-on here. The form limiter that you had installed comes here. So once you click here, you have the form limiter. Yes, ma'am.
Meenu ma'am,
Ma'am, one question. Can we insert a new line within a question, ma'am?
New line meaning?
Like, ma'am, if I press enter key, ma'am, while writing a question and I want the second line to come in, like, it should start from the new line. But once I check the preview, it comes in the previous line only.
Yeah.
Any
That is,
provision
ma'am.
that we have a new line in question?
No, neither in Microsoft nor in Google actually. They're not much into formatting.
Fine, ma'am. Fine. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so
in our school, we are using Zoom platform for conducting the session. So how we can incorporate the Google Forms in that?
in Zoom, ma'am, you have a chat option there, ma'am. So you can give the link of the chat, the form there. I'll show you how to give the link also. So you can give the link in the chat option. Children will click there and then they can start doing it. So I click on the add-on here and I go to form limiter. I have already installed the form limiter on my system. So it comes in the add-on. So just click here and now I say set limit. So once this comes, then I can set the end time. So from here, I will be selecting the date and time. So I'll take this. Now you select the date. Suppose now I want today, and time I suppose take 10 p.m. So I'll take 10, and for AM I'll make it PM. Okay, and I'll take set this, and it gives a message also that once the form the time gets over, this message will be displayed that this form is no longer accepting responses and has been set to automatically close by so and so person. Okay, so you can just click on save and enable. So this gets enabled. So now your timings are set. Now your form is ready. Just close this. Your form is ready. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am, this form limiter is also an extension.
Yes, ma'am. It's an add-on. So you will be clicking here and you see add-ons here. So you will be installing from here.
Right, thank you.
नहीं मैं खाना बनाऊंगी प्लीज. कुछ
Yeah,
भी नहीं
so you
बनवाना.
get a good market rate here. Good market. Yes, ma'am.
If we have added it on once, we don't need to add it on for every form, right?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just once, and it will come automatically here. Once you set the time limit, okay, then of course you'll have to wait for some time to change it. Also, it doesn't get changed automatically. So that issue is there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now once your form is done, now you just have to send it to your students. Now, if you want to send it, you already have all the email IDs, so you can give the email IDs here. You can copy them from an Excel file and paste them here. Or you want to take this in a class. Suppose you're taking a class and you want to give them the link so that they give the test then and there in front of you. Then you can click on the option here. This is the link option. Click on the shorten URL so that it gets shortened and then copy and paste it. Okay, once the test is done, now how do you post the scores? That I'll show you. I conducted this small test with my students. You've given the link and the students have done the test now. So I took this test. So now if you see, it's not accepting any responses. And when you scroll down, you have this option called as release scores. Okay, once you click on these release scores button, it will ask you that all these students, the emails are here, they will be given the scores. So once you say yes, all these scores will be emailed to these students now. Baba. Right, so the students will be getting an email that your score is so and so, 6 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, like this. If you want, you may not release a particular child's score. Also, you get check boxes here on the left-hand side. When you click on release, I've already released the scores. So on the left-hand side, you may choose not to release the score of a particular child. So I did not want to release this child's score because I was very angry with her. So I did not give her the score. She had not done well.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
To ask one thing. We just had finished up our first unit test, like unit test, wherein we have created Google Forms.
Yeah.
And we pasted the link using Google Classroom.
Right, ma'am.
So Google Classroom, they are attached with as you have said that the email IDs are already there.
Yes, ma'am.
In the Google Forms, we have not asked the students, like we have not collected the email IDs.
That is not required, ma'am, because the IDs are already there.
Okay, so now if I go to release scores, the scores will be released to the student's email ID, which is attached with the Google Classroom.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This, I'll tell you, somebody was asking me, this is for the manual checking. Suppose I gave them the exam and I gave manual checking. So I checked all their answers once. I generally do this. I don't release the scores immediately. I go through the answers once and then if I want, then I go to release scores. So in the morning, like I took the test and in the evening, I had released the scores. So they got an email regarding this. And I got confirmation from students. One student actually had given me the wrong email ID, so obviously he didn't get the email, but others got their emails.
And in the Excel sheet where we are viewing the responses, we are seeing, there are certain, we have given certain theory questions also for which we are manually checking actually.
Okay, ma'am.
My teachers are manually checking. So,
Okay.
then we can give like if I edit the scores here.
1000 रुपए का कोई कौन लेता है बताइए?
Yes.
इससे पहले भी तूने इतने हजार रुपए खर्च करवा दी माउस के लिए.
Ma'am, I don't think you should have any problem with that because the Excel sheet is as it is automatically linked to the form. So once you post, if you want to make any changes, but generally what we do is we generally change the scores here itself. You change the scores here or you change it in the Excel sheet.
Right now checking has not started as I say my
किसको दिखाना है बेटे? किसको दिखाना है?
Okay.
Okay. So I have to inform them. That's why.
दिखाना ही है ना
I don't think, ma'am, you should have any problem if you do it in the Excel sheet also.
Otherwise, how Excel sheet?
ये 70 का ही है.
Here, of course, I've already
1 लाख का नहीं पूछा पापा से.
the option in Microsoft Forms. Actually, you have an option where you can change the score.
और आज की डेट में ना, आज की डेट क्योंकि मैं कमा रही हूँ पहली बात. दूसरी बात, आज की डेट में ये लैपटॉप ने मुझे जितना फैसिलिटी दी है ना, सारी टीचर जिनके पास विंडोज है ना लाइव क्लासरूम में रोज स्क्रिप्ट करती हैं, हमारी ऑडियो नहीं आ रही, हमारी वीडियो में प्रॉब्लम है, इसलिए एक बार भी मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं दी अभी तक।
Ma'am, if
पता
you
है कुछ?
change the
हमें कुछ
response
नहीं
as a
पता।
teacher on the Excel sheet,
I
you
have
can
to
do
explain it.
anything.
He is an
Okay, so
adult
if you
now when
change
he is speaking it.
The Google form, if I change
बच्चा
the
नहीं है अभी ये,
response,
18 साल का
Ma'am,
adult है।
the form is already closed. So as a student also the can check and the teacher also
मुझे
can't
पता है
change.
तुम्हारा।
So you're seeing only the responses. This is
थोड़ी
a
देर के बाद
viewable
फिर हो जाएगा।
form.
okay,
Right now it's a
तुम बोलो,
viewable, read
तुम
only
मत बोलो,
types.
मैं बात कर रही हूँ ना इससे।
understood.
Excuse me, ma'am, can't we go to individual section and we can modify the marks there? As 3 tabs are given, summary, question, and individual. If we may move to the individual section, so can't we see the
Yes,
individual?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's why I said both of things are options are available. Okay, ma'am was asking about the Excel sheet, so you can go to the individual. Thank you for reminding me. So you can go to the individual section here, and you can post the scores here also. So if you can see here, I had given a 0 mark question here. I wanted to collect the names because sometimes students give very funny email IDs. So I had given a 0 mark question, and of course the other questions are here. So you can change them here. But responses, I don't think you can change. You can't change the answers. I think that was what ma'am was asking.
Yes, yes.
Okay. My query, where do you get this place where you can see the questions and response? Which sheet is this?
Ma'am, when you open the query, you have 2 options. Once the test is over, so you have questions where you can see the questions, and the second is the responses.
Okay, so I go back to my drive and open this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you'll have to open the form.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in case if we have not applied time limit and we are manually closing that one, accepting
manually
responses.
close it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But some students are complaining that we have picked this one, but in the answer sheet, it's showing this one. So many times we are facing these kind of problem in all the subjects.
Ma'am, I'll tell you what happens is if you have given shuffle order of answers. Okay, so what happens? Sometimes this happens in the mobile. Sometimes, not all. If you have given shuffle, let me go to the other one so I can show it to you. Yeah. So in the shuffle order, okay, sometimes it happens shuffle option order. In this, when we are doing it from the mobile, sometimes this happens because of technical reasons. I don't know why the orders change. This has happened once or twice with my students also. So I generally ask them if it's possible, try and do it from a laptop.
Okay.
This is a technical thing. You can't help it because you are not controlling where they are sitting in the house, whether they're near to their Wi-Fi modem or not.
Ma'am, sometimes even if they leave a space and they write the answer, the computer, it comes wrong as an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So what happens is actually if you're taking it as a short answer question or a paragraph, you'll have to check it manually. And even a short answer question, if you're giving all the answers, okay, unfortunately in Google Forms, it is not case sensitive. So anything that I type in small, I will have to give the other version also. In Microsoft Forms, this problem is not there. So you will have to give all options here, or you can say mark all others incorrect and then manually go and check and then change them. That's up to you. So marking the short answers and the long answers is a little bit tedious here.
If in the setting we are on that option, the respondent can edit. So if some students who they are complaining, if this is wrong, I have done this one, my answer was this one.
I would
can
suggest
edit that one.
Yeah, I would suggest, ma'am, once they have submitted, do not let them edit. Let everybody go. Then probably for this 1 and 2, because when you switch on this tab here, this form is accepting responses. This is going to do for the entire class.
Yeah.
So it's better let the other students leave the class and 1 or 2 students can stay back and then you can open this tab and then let them respond again.
Okay.
Ma'am,
okay.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. When we are doing this manual checking,
Yes, ma'am.
so can we add the score in that form only? Like we are checking individually. And
Yes,
can
ma'am. In
the
the
score get
individual
added?
columns, so in the individual columns, I have one here, so I can change it to 2. So it's up to you. You can't give decimals, but you can give whole numbers.
And one query, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we face a problem actually. We have taken the test, and sometimes what happened, the submit button was disabled to the student. We don't know what was the reason actually. Ma'am, then you will have to check suppose in one of the options, if all the questions you have taken as required. Okay, could be that when they were clicking, the clicking has not been accepted by the form. It has to be a proper click. So probably they're doing it quickly. So the clicking has not registered. So ask them to go through the form again, okay? And could be that one of the buttons are still not, the answer has not been given to one of the questions. So that is why if you, and this problem occurs when you have all the options as required. So the submit button will not be enabled. But if all the questions, the required questions are attempted, still if it has happened, then what ma'am, then unfortunately you'll have to tell the child refresh and do it again. There's no other option. This is a a technical problem again. So this is again, you will not have it for all the students, probably one or two only. Yeah, it could be, yes, it could be that while he or she was answering the form, the internet connection broke for a few seconds. Okay, so obviously for Google Forms, that particular answer has not registered. So now you obviously will not come to know because the child has already marked the question. So he will say, yes, ma'am, mera to marked hai. Okay, so in that case, there are two options because when this took place in our school, what I did was I asked the teacher that you ask the student to send you screenshots of all the answers. So the child was a little notorious, so we obviously didn't believe him also. So we got that one. Second is it happened in my class. So what I did was I asked the child, you refresh. I'm giving you time. So I had increased the time limit from here. So I'm giving you time. Re-answer the entire form. Okay. And ma'am,
Excuse me, Minu ma'am, can you please tell other teachers also?
Regarding ma'am?
Regarding Google, other options are there. Only this much is there.
Since the checkbox grid and multiple choice grid are the same. So, and linear scale is actually, I'll give you another question so that I can show it to you. This is generally, we take it in the feedback, the linear grid. So
no,
here,
I'm talking about other, this extension, it is okay, ma'am. This is for math, I think, but other options are there, so can you please share?
In the options, ma'am, if you're a maths or a science teacher, you want it for equatio.
Yes, I'm asking about equatio. If this, okay, this is all about equatio. Can other features are there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. So here you have the equation editor. Okay, so this is for the science teachers. They can type here. Okay, so you automatically get the equation that you want. So you can just copy paste from here. Then you have something called as the LaTeX editor. All your formulas are converted into LaTeX from here. Okay, so this, I think the maths teacher will be able to tell you better how to do it because I'm not the maths teacher. I can give you the options. And the graph editor here, you can insert a graph. So just give a graph here. Suppose I give x square or it says 3x plus 4. Okay, so you have the graph here. Okay, then the best thing is the handwriting option. You can take the, just type it here and automatically it comes on the right hand side. So suppose I say 4x or let me take y. 4y minus 5.
सारे टीचर्स कह रहे हैं अभी 1 घंटे का सेशन है तो इतना लंबा हो रहा है.
Okay, so it comes here. So again you can insert, or if you want, you can give the speech part also where you just speak into your microphone and it will type it for you.
अब मुझे कह रहे हैं
So
सारे
if you want to see that, I can show that also.
मैंने कहा WhatsApp group and we will ask our questions in that. मैंने कहा
5 plus 4x. Just 5 plus 4x square.
ऐसे नहीं कर सकते ना.
Okay, so like this. So you can take that, or if you want, you can insert a math space here. Math space allows you to give figures also, so you can do that also. And of course, you have the screenshot reader. If you already have, suppose you're taking a picture from a website, so you want to convert that into your math symbol, so that will be there. You can take the picture and then make changes also. Here again, you may not get the full formula, but 95% correct your accuracy you will get, and then you can make changes accordingly.
Ma'am, can you please repeat like how I'm getting that speech icon? From where I can get it?
Ma'am, in Equatio only you have the speech icon here. So just click here. Okay, you get this button here. So you have to click on start speech input. Just click and start speaking. X squared plus 5x divided by 2. So just close it and you get your equation here.
So ma'am, we should download Equatio before Google Forms.
Yes, ma'am. Before you start with your Google Forms, just go and type this on the Google search bar, Equatio Math Made Digital, and you can add this to Chrome.
Okay.
Suppose, 99.9% times this will work, because I have worked with all kinds of laptops and this is working. But in case you have a problem, then you have no option available. You'll have to take it as an image only, your question, whatever is your question.
So that's we are doing actually. We are converting that one in the image and then inserting that one.
Yeah, this lightens your work, because converting into image, actually, it's a lot of work for the teacher also.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why. So you can ask your teachers, probably 1 out of 100 would have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay, if you want to get a hands-on, I have already typed the Google form here. So you can see how it looks like. So I'll give you the link, and you can just go through the form and then answer the questions also. So I'll just stop presenting and then I'll put it in the chat. So you can click on the form link and then you can answer. You'll see how it looks like. This is all different languages that I took. Hindi I took English, then maths also, then science also. You get an idea how.
Ma'am, is it easy for the
Sorry?
Hindi typing also? For Hindi paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi or other languages?
Yeah. I'll show it to you. I'm so sorry. I did not give the Hindi teachers their due time. I'm so sorry. And I specifically, typed something in Hindi and kept for you people. So this is the Hindi part that I had typed. So you can do that in Google Docs using this speech editor, and then in your form what you can do is just add another question.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Okay, just a second. Yeah, so it should be visible now. Yeah, so what you can do is, so I have this question that I have just inserted, and now you already have the types part somewhere, so just copy and paste it there. So I'm copying Control C and Control V. Just copy and paste. I know Hindi teachers have to work a little harder because you'll have to, type it somewhere else and then paste it here. So that is available. For other regional languages also, you have the Google Docs. Just type it in Google Docs. Okay, you have the tools here. In tools, you have the voice typing and you can translate it also in your particular language and then copy paste it from here.
She is not smart.
So this option is available in both Microsoft and Google Forms.
There are so many questions on the right hand side, which I am simultaneously adding, answering.
Used in Punjabi also?
Yes, ma'am. The regional languages are supported. So you have Punjabi. You have lots of languages, so it's there. I would suggest you go to Google Docs and start speaking. Okay, once it gets the hang of your accent, the clarity and the accuracy of typing through speech will become better. So the more you speak, the better it will become.
But I tried and Punjabi was not there.
Are you using the latest version, ma'am, of Google Chrome? Just update it once.
No, that means that he can prepare other documents also by using the Google Docs or the voice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There are times, I get something like I got a very huge typing work sometimes. So what I did was I used speech editor only and did all my typing. So I just spoke here. I came here and I switched on my voice typing and I kept on speaking and then I typed the entire thing.
Actually, I'm using the WPS of this version and then it can go to the document and then I do the speech recording that's possible. So I was not wanting
It's available in Google Docs also, ma'am. So you don't have to install something different. I'm just saying that if you're working with WPS and you're satisfied, it's good. But this is also available. I'm just saying that.
Excuse me, ma'am, and what about the diagrams or the figures if we want to students, if we give them for the test, can they draw it in or they have to upload it also?
Ma'am, they will have to upload. Right now, neither Google Forms nor this thing, Microsoft Forms is giving you that option where you you can use exam.net if you want. They get the drawing area, but again, drawing with a mouse is a difficult task for even the student or the teacher.
Right.
So you have an option here where you can add the file. The student can add the file. It will come to your drive only. Yes, ma'am.
if you submitted the form once to the responses, so again after submission we can submit, she can submit.
Ma'am, for that you will have to go to this option. This form has stopped taking responses. That option you will have to switch it on. This option. So it's saying not accepting responses. The time was over. So you switch this on. Okay. So now it says accepting responses, and then you can ask the student to click on that link again, and then he or she can give. I'll show you. There was this child.
Within a limit, they can respond and more time.
Yeah, they can respond one more time. So there was this child, Ravneet Kaur, who had, got very bad marks, and she's one of the better students of my class. So I had specifically opened the form for her, and I asked her to give the exam again. So for her, let me see if it shows. Yeah. So if I scroll down, it will show you the same email ID with one written. Yeah. So here you see Ravneet Kaur. So one is written here. So answered again, and here on the second option again, she answered for the first time, so she got just 2 marks. So I made her do the entire form again, so then she got 7 marks. So that is possible, but again you have to open the form from here. Yeah, the time limit was over actually, and once I saw the marks and then only I told her that the marks are horrible, please do it again.
And if we are not setting any time limit, then they can.
Then you don't have a time limit. Okay, then of course you can make them answer it again. Unless of course you have not stopped the responses from here. If you stop them from here, then of course you'll have to open it again.
Stylus karo. So,
Maya, I just have one question.
Sometime
you have explained how to make the equation using the equatio.
तो मैथ्स टीचर्स पढ़ाते हैं ना तो हमारे पास ऑनलाइन लिखने के लिए उनको चाहिए मैं तो कंप्यूटर टीचर हूँ तो सिर्फ टाइप करना है तो मैथ्स टीचर्स कैसे टाइप करेंगे इनके पास स्क्रीन है तो स्टाइलस एक वो है पेन विद अ स्मॉल पैड जिसमें ये जो यहाँ से यूएसबी से कनेक्ट हो जाएगा तो आप लिखते हो इसमें लेकिन आता है that way it is convenient मतलब it looks as if you are teaching on the board.
I'll take this option again, so I'll take option 2 suppose. Okay, so you open your equatio editor. Best is what I have found is go to the handwriting one. So you have lots of options there, or you can take your speech. Okay, so you're in the handwriting one, so you type and you give your superscript. So you will get the superscript.
I have one more query. Like, sometimes when I put Python coding, indentation gets changed.
Ma'am, I would suggest, since I am also a computer teacher, take it as a screenshot. Because
that I'm doing, but I thought if any other way to
no, for the computer teacher, I think because Python as such, I do not like typing the Python code here, because I don't know when the child will repeat here and then paste it in Google and then get the answer from there. Okay, so I generally always make it as a code snippet or a screenshot, and I upload it as an image. Even the output ones, it's little more work for me, but even the output I give as screenshots. So that, eventually that is not able to check.
Yeah, ma'am, actually I was also doing the same, but I thought if any other way, if it
not right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have some sympathy for us computer teachers and give something in future, but not right now.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes.
is the main goal of this form editor, form limiter. And we have to download it first before we are doing making the form.
To the three dots here, and you click on add-ons, and from here you download the form limiter. This will allow you to set a time. So this is going to limit the time of your student. So you can close the form at a particular time. As it is, our assessments are time-based, ma'am. So we will be able to provide time in Google Forms. In Microsoft Forms, you already have a time option, so you don't have to download anything else. But in Google Forms, you have to do this, ma'am. Somebody's mic is switched on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, during this... Go ahead, ma'am. Please go ahead.
One of my students is in the Google form.
Sorry, ma'am, your
mail
voice
address is not
broken. So can you just repeat it again?
Yes. Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Clearly.
Okay. So ma'am, I have around 5 students in my one of the classes, and I have received around 7 responses for that paper. So when I checked around for this email addresses from where the responses have been submitted, I was not able to find it. So what would have been the probable reason, ma'am, as per your understanding?
Students did was, yes, they entered they clicked on the link and they entered using different email IDs. So on a mobile, you are allowed to switch from one email ID to another email ID, ma'am, actually. So that is the only reason. So one of your students attempted it twice.
Yes, ma'am, but could this be a probability that I have switched off or I did not click on the collect email addresses option? Could that be a possibility?
Yes, ma'am. It is better that you take the email addresses always.
Okay.
At least we'll be able to say that these 5 were not the culprits, but this particular child. So you will be able to narrow it down.
Yes.
Email addresses.
Nina ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. Ma'am, how the recordings were made?
Yes, ma'am, I have an organizational account. So I am the admin if you have an organizational account, so you can log in for your admin for the first time in your admin account. And or you ask if you're not the ma'am, you'll have to ask your admin to switch on the recording option in mute. Once the recording option is switched on, then anyone having an organizational account can record.
We don't have, ma'am. We don't have them. What should I do?
Ma'am, then you can't do it. I'm sorry. You'll have to take a screen recorder, ma'am. Download any screen recorder and then record the screen.
But I think screen recorder does not record the voice.
Yeah, that is a little bit of problem. The voice is not very clear. It does record, but it's not very clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, one last question.
Again, ma'am, it depends from app to app. So there are lots of apps available. You'll have to check out a few.
Can I suggest in this one, you can always use Snagit. Snagit is absolutely free for a month. And it is a wonderful tool. You can always use that for screen recording. There won't be a problem at all. It is very simple to use. You can make editing also in that. And anybody can use. I mean, it's not just restricted to computer science teachers. It can be done by anybody.
Zoom allows voice recording also?
Yes, absolutely. Very much there. You can just record the voice, you can record the video also. Everything is possible. I'll type it. Thank you.
Menu ma'am, one question. Yes, ma'am. For example, we have put in the time limiter on the form, yes, and some student who on that time he is not able to submit the form. Okay. So and we want definitely you should give the examination. How will help on that time? Ma'am, you'll have to go back. Okay, open the responses of the form, open form limiter again, and then increase the time. I did this. I had this problem when I took the question, the test. So one student, he entered actually late. So he had some technical problems. Obviously, he was just on the last section and the time got over. So I opened the form, accepting form responses option again, and then set the time limit using form limiter. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. I want to ask one question. Is there any way through which the student get a notification that how much time is left, or through in Google Form, or
no, ma'am, not right now. Not using form limiter. Not using form limiter.
Any other add-on?
You could try Timify, but I'll have to see that option again in Timify. So you'll have to check, ma'am. Timify, Timify.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Just we are using Google Forms for assessment, but we are facing some problems. Students are unable to view the submit button. The submit button is disabled from their side. So, what is the solution?
Yeah, as I said earlier, ma'am, could be that the child has missed out on any one of the questions. And if you have made all the questions as required, then the child has missed out on any one question, and therefore that is why the submit button is not enabled. And another thing could be that the child, so you ask the child to check all the questions first. So if he or she has missed out any, then answer that particular question. If the child still says, ma'am, I have still given all the answers and I have not missed out any question, that it could be that the internet connection broke for a few seconds for that particular child. So the forms has not registered that particular answer. Now, of course, the child will not be able to tell you which answer has been missed because on his screen all the answers are given. So you'll have to ask the child to reload the form and give the answer again. Unfortunately, these technical issues are there. So I always tell my teachers, don't tell the students, but keep a longer duration for the form. Don't tell the students, just tell them it's for 30 minutes, but give 45 minutes or 50 minutes. So that, they know that they have to complete the question, the form in this particular time.
Okay, thank you.
It's an extension, ma'am. It's also an extension.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask you one thing. In case if we are putting some of our Python programs in these questions, how can we stop them from directly pasting them in Python and running it, rather than put it in the form?
So what I do is I always post my questions as screenshots, ma'am. Even the answers I post them as screenshots. I never give the code directly.
No, can't we do it in a PDF form or something?
Ma'am, even if you give the PDF, then you will have to give the screenshot only here.
The PDF form does it accept?
No, ma'am. Students are allowed to upload the PDF. You don't have to give the PDF to the child.
I'm talking about the question part, like we are giving some output questions. How can we restrict them to copy it into the compiler and execute it?
That you can only do if you give it as an image form, ma'am. No other option right now is available in Google.net, Google.forms, or even Microsoft Forms. As a computer teacher, I always give it as a code snippet, as a screenshot.
So how do we do it as a screenshot, ma'am?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll just present my screen.
Hello.
So if you can see the screen, yes, ma'am.
If you can tell about the uploading part.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, if you can see part, if you see from the ideally, I took a screenshot here and just pasted it here.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Just a second, let me check again.
In the screen, ma'am.
I am presenting actually, ma'am. I am presenting. It's showing me. Should I stop and present again? Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Okay.
visible, ma'am.
Yeah. So just let me
Hello, ma'am.
stop present and then I'll present again. Yes, sir. Till that time, you can ask me the question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, issue is not working actually because I added to Chrome and after that I add to extension. But
Yes,
it is just downloading, but it is not coming in that Google form option.
No, sir. What you do is,
Here, na?
yeah. What you do is, once just check from here. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Sure.
So you have the extensions here. See that the extension is available here and refresh your form.
Ma'am, it is not available there. Only one option is there, that is a refresh. After refreshing.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
So you refresh the form, it will be available there. Sometimes what happens is a file is downloaded at the bottom. Let it download. Doesn't matter. It will install.
Reload option is it? We have to reload the
फिजिक्स क्लास हो गई
Yeah, you reload your form, refresh your form.
सर का फोन आया था एक बार
Excuse me, ma'am. You can see the screen here. This is the screenshot that I took from IDL. Just take a print screen and then you can load it here. You can take a screenshot and load it here. So I have, if you see here, this is the option. Insert image. So I can go to upload and I click on browse. And it will, I can upload from my computer now. So it will open all these options for me, then I can upload it from my computer. Okay, so you can take a screenshot like this, ma'am.
Okay. And
yes, somebody else is asking me. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Can you just explain that how the students can upload the work?
Yeah. So, where's the form? Yeah. So I gave this question. Yeah. So this was the one, draw the diagram of human cell. Okay. So students will click on add file. So this is your view. Sorry. So what will happen is, let me go to the responsive part and let me go to the review part. So if you see here, let me come to that part. I'll have to click on next. Okay. So next, again, I think I missed out something. New Delhi. Okay. So yeah. So if you see here, it here has add file. So when you click here, the student will be asked to add the file. So the child can select the file from his or her device, click here, and then upload. So suppose I say upload this file. It's a PDF file. I have accepted a PDF file. Okay, so this file, then if the child clicks on upload, it will come in my drive.
Excuse me, ma'am, any option to the size of this file that is to be uploaded?
Yes, ma'am. You can provide that. So what you do is, let me close this. Leave. So, where's my question? Yeah. So here, when you say draw the diagram of the human cell and give file upload, so you have the specific file option. Then you can have the option here maximum file size. So you can set the file size. You can go up till 10 GB. I don't think image file will take more than 100 MB, but if you want, you can take 1 GB. I don't think if it will cross that. A simple image file. A PDF obviously will be a lower limit only. So you can set the file size here. You can also set the number of files. So if you're wanting one response per child, you can take it as 1.
Excuse me, ma'am. In this file, when students upload it, we get it in the form of a link.
So can we download it on our side also? That's up to you. Totally up to you. And ma'am, can you tell that from Excel sheet, how can we get it in the form of a certificate, or if we can arrange a session on it? We'll arrange a session on it. We want that all these, we make an e-certificate. You want that? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much, and ma'am, it is a very wonderful session and very informative. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Meenu, ma'am. I just wanted to know that how to collaborate and its function.
Sorry.
Have one. Actually,
ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, actually, I was thinking that maybe if I can take the test and my colleague also, she can also use my same form, then how to collaborate her.
Okay. So I'll present my screen. Just let me know when you see it. Okay, so you go to your drive. Is it visible by screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you give a right click on your form, ma'am, and you will see an option called make a copy. Okay, one option is there. You can give a duplicate copy to your teacher if she wants to use the same form with her students. Or if you want to collaborate, that the teacher is also giving questions and you are also typing your questions, you can click on the share link. So once you click on the share, you can share this link with that teacher. So you can give this option, anyone on the internet with this link can edit. So copy this link, or you can give the email of this teacher here only. So suppose I give Sarika ma'am's email ID. So this will go there and she will be the editor. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
But then, ma'am, all the answers go to the person who makes the sheet.
Right, ma'am. Yes, if you are the one, yeah. That is why I said, ma'am, if you want, then what you can do is you can give a right click and say make a copy.
Okay.
So then she or he or co-teacher will get a duplicate copy. So then the responses will go to that teacher only.
So, ma'am, after make a copy, what do we do?
Make a copy and email it to her. You can email it the form to her.
Okay,
so a copy of it will be, given. Copy of it will be there, so you can email the form to her. She can use that form.
All right.
When we are doing share option, then we both are working on the same form.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And
make a copy will make a duplicate copy, ma'am. So a duplicate copy becomes a separate identity. It's still a copy, but it's a separate identity.
And share means on one form, 2 or 3 people are working.
Yes. If it is suppose this entire department is working on one paper, so you can do that.
So section 1 I can design, section 1
yes,
other people.
Correct.
And then how to collaborate that?
My question is, how can I join the WhatsApp group? I don't know whether I'm a part of it or not. I'm not aware of. Can you share the
ma'am, send us an email to csbhasha@gmail.com. We'll let you know about the WhatsApp group also. Yes, ma'am. You were asking me a question, ma'am, regarding the form only.
Yes, ma'am. That you can collaborate after that.
Yes, ma'am. I asked one question. My query was actually.
Please let her complete. I think this is the second time she's asking me. So just let her complete, then I'll come to your question also. Yes, ma'am.
Section 1 I'm making, and my friend is making section 2. I want to join the section, then how to do that?
And, the sections will be joined only.
Okay.
The sections will be joined only. You can work. Suppose this is the form. Okay. So if I give another section here, so it could be that I am working on section 1 and the teacher is working on section 2. So that automatically will be collaborated by Google. You need not worry. But it is one form only.
Okay. So through the conversation, we will decide that I will make one.
Yeah. That of course you'll have to discuss on the phone. Or on Google Meet also, you can arrange one meeting with your department and then you can discuss. Yes, ma'am. Somebody else was asking me a question.
Ma'am, how we can refresh actually, because it's not coming on the
flow.
Sir, hello, if you can see here, this is a refresh. Reload this page.
Yes, ma'am. I done that actually, but the option is not coming.
Just check,
I
sir,
added to the
if your
extension.
equation has been downloaded properly. If equation is reflecting here, that means it has got downloaded. If it is not reflecting, sir, that means it has not got downloaded properly. Or you can close your browser and then open it again and check once.
Ma'am, first
Minu
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
same problem
First
is
we have
with
to
me.
data.
I have also downloaded,
Ma'am,
but
we
it
have
is
to-
not showing.
Yes, ma'am, it is
Just
not
check.
showing actually.
You have two email IDs actually. For the second email ID, I had to install also. So just check that the email ID that you used to install, it should have the same. You should be logged in through the same. It should not be a different one because one or 2-3 email IDs are
ma'am.
open. If you open a new tab, then another email ID comes. So if that is not
No,
there,
ma'am.
just let me do.
Ma'am, from starting, yes.
Suppose,
Yes, continue.
Minu ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
suppose I
This is
have downloaded in mobile and
Okay.
same ID I have opened in the laptop, so it will come or not?
If you have in your laptop, ma'am, you have the sync option. In your settings, in Google settings, you should have the sync. So mobile and laptop should be syncing with each other. If they are syncing, then you will get this option. So just go here and check for your sync settings. On the right hand side, you have the Chrome settings. So just check that. Okay. So this one you have to click. Okay. So it's showing
Yes,
you
ma'am.
extension. I've already added to Chrome. So once you click here, there could be a small file which has got downloaded on the left hand side. It could be. So let it download properly and then you should get added. So are you getting removed from Chrome option now?
Ma'am, actually, the file is not downloaded actually. First, we have to download the file, ma'am.
Time to download,
Only
sir.
it will work.
Once it is downloaded,
Yes,
sir, it will work. Because if you have downloaded it properly and it has got installed, then you get a remove from Chrome option.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.